So today's video is more for people around my age group, meaning like kind of teenagers, people in their 20s. It's kind of what I want to talk to, or who I want to talk to today. We gotta really enjoy being young, because we don't really realize it, obviously, but eventually we're gonna be old if we're lucky to live that long, right? I've talked to a lot of people, my family members who are older than me, people at the gym, people just, in the store, co-workers, just people you talk to on just regular daily basis kind of conversations. And whenever they ask, if they're older than me, kind of in their 40s plus, right? Whenever they ask my age, I tell them I'm 22. They always tell me, enjoy it, enjoy it, take advantage of it, because it'll be gone before you know it, right? That's kind of always the answer I'm given. And I feel like this last year in particular, or maybe honestly more like the last 6 months, I've started to really take that advice. I have a lot of times where I'll kind of be worrying about shit, because we all worry about shit, right? We all got stuff in our minds that just kind of make us feel uneasy. A lot of question marks going on in our lives, with our jobs, with how we look, with our social status, with friends and relationships. Like there's so many things in this world that are gonna make us anxious and question things, right? Question, are we doing everything right? Should we be doing this differently and that differently? And I don't think asking these questions is inherently a bad thing, because I do think in reality there's probably a lot of things that you do need to change in your life. There's a lot of things in my life that I need to change, and as long as I'm putting some type of effort into it, then I feel like it's okay. It's okay if it's not perfect. In reality, perfection ain't a fucking thing. No one's gonna be perfect. You can be very good in a certain area of life, but there's always gonna be room for improvement. And that's the beauty about life, in my opinion. But when we're young, we don't realize how lucky we are to be young. It's a time where it's okay. It's okay to not have everything figured out. And even when you get older, I think it's all right to not have everything figured out, but you should have more of an idea, have some type of, not just have a, have something built. When you're in your 50s, I feel like you should have accomplished a decent amount of stuff at that point. But when you're 16, 20, 22, there should be some stuff, but doesn't have to be a long list at this point, because we're just getting started. I feel like a lot of people my age, we kind of already feel like life is over. I feel like I've had those thoughts where it feels like we're just old now. We look at like nostalgia and all this nostalgic stuff from when we were 12 and 13, and acting like the world's it's over already. It's like, man, we're so old now. It's like, imagine how we're gonna feel when we're in our 50s and 60s looking at that shit. Then we have the right to feel old. It's like everyone, you ever watch TikTok and stuff? When I used to watch TikTok and Instagram Reels, they'll be like, watch this, how old do you feel now? Where it's like something from 5 years ago. It's like, dude, just fucking wait. Just fucking wait until we are in our 50s, man. We are so young. I feel like shit, that's why I personally don't like nostalgic stuff, because what it does is it makes you feel old, and it makes you wish that you could go back, and it makes you kind of look negative on the present, with the present where you are right now, where it's like, dude, if you're in your 20s right now, or you're still not even in your 20s yet, fucking calm down. We are so young. We have so much time potentially left of our lives, right? We don't really know. We could die any fucking day. That's just the reality of life. But time is in our favor. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean you shouldn't be getting, you know, a step up. It's like, I mean, what I'm trying to say is you shouldn't be beating yourself up constantly and beating yourself down because you're not a certain spot in your life that you want to be in. You know, in reality, if you really want to be in that spot, then just start taking steps towards it every day. And hopefully one day you can get there. But in reality, you know, don't compare yourself to other people, because there will be people that are around your age that maybe already have a family, like they're already married. I have friends that are married. I have friends with kids. You know, I have people, I mean, more people that I know than friends. But, you know, that's the thing. You know, there's people that went to my high school and middle school that nowadays have kids. It's like, in my opinion, I don't really, you know, feel jealous because of that, because I feel like having kids that young is just not what I want. I feel like it's just kind of unethical. But there is, you know, one person in particular I can think of, a friend from high school. She you know, she found somebody. It seems like, I don't really know the details of their situation, but definitely seems like those two are working really good, and they got married, they have a kid. You know, I'm happy for her, and I feel like that was a situation that might actually work out for her, just knowing her in particular. But there's some people with kids that I know, or that, you know, I went to high school with, and I'm kind of like, what the fuck? Like, why do you have a kid already? It's like, yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. I think, you know, to me personally, it's all right if you don't have your dream job figured out, if you haven't, you know, done stuff that other people have done, because I hear people say this a lot, and I completely agree with it. It's like, there is no race. There is no race. There's no perfect life that you're chasing. There's not a perfect way of living your life. There's not like a to-do list of like, hey, you have to do this at this time in your life in order to be successful. Like, no, life has never been like that. Everyone's lives are different. Everyone's different. No one is a carbon copy of each other. There are twins that exist, but they're still their own people. It's like, yeah, we're all just different, bro. So don't worry too much if everything isn't exactly how you think it should be. Because even if it was, right, let's just think, you know, theoretically here, that everything was perfect, then what the fuck would be the point of life? Because life, in my opinion, if you want to have any, like, idea of what the meaning of life is, I would say that it is to improve. It is to evolve. It is to grow, you know, and to impact people in your life in some type of positive way, right? And that's what I believe. I feel like if you're gonna have any idea of what life really means, I feel like that has to be involved in it in some way. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. My phone's about to die. But you know, if you're young like me, let's calm down. Let's think about it. Let's enjoy. Like, it's in our 20s, man. Like, 20s are supposed to be the years where we figure shit out, and we're gonna have some hard times and shit. But like, man, I'm thankful for being young. You know, I'm really happy, and I'm gonna enjoy it. I need to enjoy being 22, because I will only be 22 for, you know, fucking 7 more months. You know, and I'll be 23. I'll be 23 for 12 months. It's like, yeah, bro. Like, just to me, you just gotta enjoy being young, and because I'm scared to be old. I will say that. And I know one day it'll happen, but my phone's